I mean, the reason I joined SV2 and what's proven to be the case with it is that, as somebody who hasn't taken a company public and made $10 billion, if you can't make a financial contribution of impact from yourself, from your own savings, what becomes really interesting is the idea of pooling together with a group of like-minded people.
It was just the perfect fit for us. You've got not only the chance to sort of pool your funds and have greater impact, but on top of that, you've met a network of other partners, people who cared about similar things, who really wanted to make a difference.
Giving and thinking about how we can make a positive impact in the world has always been something that's a part of our marriage and something that we talk about all the time. We thought, oh, this is perfect for us. There was like no convincing necessary. As soon as we found out about it, we were like, sign us up.
I was at a charity dinner for a different nonprofit, and I sat next to one of the partners from SV2, and we got to talking. And I told him that I run a family foundation for my family. And the more he talked about SV2 and the model, the more interested I became. I thought this would be a great place to meet not only other small family foundation managers, but folks like me who are passionate about philanthropy.
I was so delighted to be a co-leader of the international round. I was excited to learn from my co-leaders, thrilled to learn from the SV2 partners and the experts we brought in, and have felt that I can be a better philanthropist going forward because of that experience.
I was just blown away by hearing the grantees talk about what it's meant for them to not just get the money, but to have all this expertise and all these people really excited and willing to work with them.
One of my most exciting initiatives in getting involved with SV2 really was being on the marketing committee. It was very important to me, and I think very important to the organization. I learned more about the organization in terms of its history and its aspirations. I learned more about the folks that had really kind of toiled in the field of this organization from day one.
The first time I was involved with SV2 was at a meeting at Kevin Fong's house where I first met Laura Arriaga, first heard about Kevin and Laura's partnership to try to create SV2, as well as the involvement of the Community Foundation. Jump forward 10 years and we were talking about making the organization an independent organization and launching it. It was a classic Silicon Valley story. When I got that IRS paper saying, yes, we are now a legitimate tax-exempt organization, it was a great moment.
I think the most memorable SV2 moment that sticks out in my mind is probably the meeting where we were deciding on which organization we were going to grant. Either organization we funded would have been amazing.
Since I joined SV2 this year, I've been involved in the educational funding round. The SV2 model is about applying leverage. For me, education is so important because it inherently is a key leverage point, I think, to disadvantaged communities.
This year I started the board fellowship program and I got matched with FLY, Fresh Lifelines for Youth. I went to my first event. I walked out thinking, wow, how lucky am I to be part of this organization and help contribute to make this program successful.
I've been involved in SV2 as a partner in the education area, which I've really loved, but one of my favorite things the last 2 years about SV2 is getting my son involved through the teen program. We used to talk a lot about what I was doing, but then Andrew started to control the conversations and say, what are we going to do as a family? You know, I've seen all these nonprofits, where can I work in the summer, what can we do as a family as far as our own giving, but also our own volunteering.
When we first joined SV2, we joined the international group. I volunteered to be one of the people to do phone interviews. And it hit me during one of the first calls that, hey, here I am, and I'm interviewing people who had founded or are executive directors of these nonprofit startups that have a good chance of kind of growing and changing the world.
The most exciting part of it, being an SV2 partner, is the conclusion of your first grant round. You've learned a tremendous amount in a short period of time, and you've made a decision on which nonprofit is going to get the benefit of the SV2 funding and the expertise.
I found so many kindred spirits here at SV2, so I encourage people not to hold back, but just to jump in and meet folks. Go on the site visit. That site visit will just raise your spirits like nothing else that you've experienced.
I've not come across a group of passionate and interesting and intelligent people like this before.
It just makes it very exciting to think about what we're going to do in the future and accomplish with such great people and partners that we are all involved with. It's going to be very, very fun.
Recently, I just read a New York Times article about what makes people happy, and after all this research, what they found was that experiences make people happy, not buying the newest thing. And what's incredible about SV2 is that it really offers you a lifetime of experiences.